Hey, hello everybody and welcome back to Watching Walford. This time we're going to be discussing the brand new news that will coincide with a whodunit, a death in Hollyoaks for the character known as Rayne Royce. Obviously, this played by previous Neighbours actress Gemma Donovan, who's absolutely played a complete blinder. As Rayne Royce is brought in as this like big influencer, and you think like, oh, she's really nice and really sweet. But then obviously you get down a bit more to it, and, you know, she's just fundamentally just a terrible human being, you know, involved in a big coercive control storyline with Romeo Nightingale, obviously having just lost his sister Juliet, and, you know, framing Prince McQueen for sexual assault, manipulating everyone to try and keep herself afloat. And it's just been a really interesting way, and it's absolutely worlds apart from the character of Harlow and Neighbours. Like, holy shit, it's quite impressive the like difference, and the range that has been shown by the actress. So obviously, the Digital Spy report says Gemma Donovan is leaving the show after a dramatic 9-month stint as scheming Rayne Royce. The actress' final scenes were later this month as part of a special event week for the soap, which includes an hour-long special. Rayne will be killed off during the pool party she has organised at a luxury manor house. The ambitious influencer has arranged the event as a publicity stunt, hoping to draw up interest in her relationship with Romeo Nightingale so they can appear on the reality show Love Cave, Love Island. During the dinner game, all of Rayne's gathered guests name her when asked who they kill if they had the chance. That means there's no shortage for the suspects when this happens. Obviously, this storyline is looking to, you know, coincide over the next couple of months, and we will get a proper classic whodunit. It's fantastic. Who doesn't love a good whodunit? Now, obviously, the most famous whodunit is Who Shot Phil. Obviously, recent Hollyoaks whodunits are Who Killed Amy Barnes? I think. I honestly, not too many actually, like, kind of paint my mind. Obviously, Who Killed Archie Mitchell, you know, Who Killed Lucy Beale. All of these really, like, classic, huge storylines where we figure out who actually killed them. Now, obviously, this video is going to be talking about these potential suspects of who would have killed Rayne. Now, I haven't put them in any particular order, but I'll give them a ranking on how much I believe. Oh, and obviously Who Dies at Christmas, that'll be kind of a whodunit, but we'll see at the time. But, you know, still, there'll be a lot of suspects, so it will be who will be killed rather than who done it. So obviously, if we look at the image, which has been put in on Digital Spy, let that just load a hot second. So obviously, we see all of the people who will be at the event. That being, I'll go from left to right just to get. I know the stretching is weird. Obviously, you have Prince McQueen, who recently got accused of sexual assault of Rayne. Has been working with Perry and Hunter in order to try bring the influencer down. Next we have Hunter, obviously brother of Romeo. Hasn't been that involved, but she did actually set up Hunter, as she posted a video of Hunter's student Freya Calder kind of expressing like, why can't we be together, and like edited it slightly dodgy. Obviously we have Zoe Anderson, who is the police, the Fed, her kind of together with Hunter. And you know, like they've been seen together. It seems like she will be getting involved in this. She hasn't been too involved within the Rayne storyline in general, but with the interest in Hunter, obviously it will kind of go that way. Next we have Perry, who obviously has been trying to bring Rayne down, because honestly she has just trampled all over Perry, tried to make Juliet's death all about herself, and just continually undermined and just really just shown the worst side of Rayne to Perry. Then we have Romeo, who is obviously Rayne's boyfriend, who is being coercively controlled and abused. She pushed him through a glass table. Now she's been digging her like nails into his arms, and it is, you know, I highly doubt that. I suppose I'll just go through all the candidates of what they've done. So obviously he's been suffering under her for the longest time, suffering because she wants to like reboost her career. So it makes a lot of sense that maybe he would be a suspect. Next you have Nadira. Nadira is the girlfriend of Lacey, who is Rayne's best friend. Nadira has seen a lot of the bad signs of Rayne and wants to keep on like warning everybody off, but also kind of just wants to like, just doesn't want Lacey to feel put out or uncomfortable. So it's kind of wild, the lengths that people go to. And you know, next we have Lacey, who is sat down on the pool. She has been Rayne's best friend, has seen her through the best and the worst, and it's a very interesting way to think about, like, how will they make it so, I don't know, like, basically, obviously Lacey has seen how bad things have gotten for Rayne, and I do think that Lacey may be one person who does kind of finally snap and realize that as much as I love you, you have gone too far this time. Next up we have Lizzie, who is a part of the Chen Williams family. She's recently been scouted by the person next to her, who is Faye, and has been, you know, kind of pipped to essentially take Rayne's place. You know, take Rayne's place in the job, take Rayne's place as like influencer, and obviously Rayne hasn't taken too well to it. Obviously Rayne's influence led to her brother Sam Chen Williams departing the show. Maybe not for long, but perhaps for good. Which, you know, has paid a lot of like issues for her and Faye, who is stood right next to her. Faye is her manager and like kind of agent, I think. And obviously she's, you know, she's been trying to get Rayne to like kind of show what she's all about. And, you know, she's just kind of been underwhelming. Like, she's been undermining Rayne a lot, and obviously this doesn't help because Rayne's something of a narcissist. Finally, we have Phoenix, who has recently told everyone that they transitioned to be a boy, and what one hell of a name, and absolutely cool stuff. And honestly, I'm not really sure why they are there. Like, I'm not really sure why Phoenix is here, because Phoenix has had absolutely zero to do with this whole storyline and has had no real influence. So basically, in terms of the suspects, Phoenix is probably the least likely, as is Faye. I suppose one thing that's interesting to say is look at how much, like, just like in the framing, obviously Rayne is flat and center, the most like scantily clad bikini, I don't mean like the most like revealing bikini, bright red, in the middle, center of attention, and everybody else is fairly minor and not really too involved. And obviously Romeo is somewhat in her shadow. So there we are. But let's get rid of that picture off the screen, and let's go through who I think is most likely and who is least likely. Let's start with the least likely. Obviously, as said before, probably is Phoenix. They haven't done anything in the storyline so far, and they have no real reason to. I think they'll see something dodgy and tell everybody else, and everybody else will be like, "Fuck." But I'm sure that Rayne will use it as an excuse to try sound better than everyone if they accept their autism and they accept them transitioning. But likewise, Rayne will likely make it about themselves. I do think that Nadira is probably second least likely to actually do anything. I can imagine Rayne and Nadira to get in an argument, but I really can't see there being much of a chance of her being involved in the death of Rayne. It wouldn't do any wonders for the character, and I think if she did get involved, it would be to protect Lacey. But fundamentally, I don't think that Nadira is going to be involved. It just wouldn't work with the character. She wouldn't be able to handle it. Next up is Zoe. Obviously, Zoe is Hunter's kind of girlfriend. Zoe's going to be involved in finding the body, right? That's how it works. She's a police officer. I highly doubt she's going to end up doing anything to her. Maybe once it's revealed that, like, Rayne sent that video of Hunter, like, you know, he was declining Freya, but it still looked a bit ambiguous as to their relationship. But I could genuinely see... I don't believe that Zoe will be particularly involved. Next up, I suppose we can just put these two together. Obviously, Lizzie and the manager, whose name I've forgotten. I don't think they're going to be particularly involved. There will obviously be an argument, and the manager will pick Lizzie instead of her. I just don't see them getting involved as a whole. Now we kind of ramp it up. Obviously, we have Prince and Hunter, Perry and Romeo and Lacey. Now, I don't think that Romeo will be involved in the death. I think it'll be far too damaging for the character. And I think, like, he's too naturally nice and kind to actually, like... I think he'll finally, like, speak out and stand up for himself at the party. But I don't think he will be involved. Well, obviously he'll be involved, but I don't think he'll be the one who kills her. And obviously we have the McQueen brothers. I could see them kind of being... I don't see them actually doing anything. Really, there'll be arguments. There may be a bit of a fight, but I don't see them as men who hit women. So yeah. And obviously the two final suspects are Perry and Lacey. Obviously Perry's had the most, like, heated blood feud within this storyline and has been, like, affected the most by Rayne's manipulation, has been trying to, like, free Romeo and keep him safe. Obviously Perry tried to get Rayne's ex-boyfriend Brent, who they Rayne concocted a plan where he was going to kill himself and she would get a lot of sympathy and it would kind of, like, boost her numbers. And yeah, Perry is probably, basically, if Perry was the most likely, she wouldn't have to be, like, a long-standing character, because I don't think Perry is capable of killing anyone. And that's why I do believe that Lacey will probably be the person who does commit the murder. I think it'll be that kind of thing, like, you aren't the person, like, I grew to love. Like, you've genuinely gone too far this time. And I think her and Adira will have to cover it up. I think everybody at the party will just... I think just like how Brent, like, killed himself, I do think that it will be posed as a suicide. I do feel like she will, like, just be face down in the pool and be dead. And I do think it has to be Lacey. Because obviously she's been introduced in the last year or so. She's not been that influential. She's not been that settled down. But the main issue with doing a whodunit is it feels really hard to put it on one of these, like, long-standing characters who have, like, really big, like, reputations. Because, you know, a lot of people have killed someone in Hollyoaks, but, like, nobody really manages to skate by. So I do think it has to be Lacey, because she has been her longest friend, and I don't think it'll be intentional, but it will be intentional, but I think it'll just be like you've gone too far this time. There'll be an argument. Lacey might hit her with something, but you know, at the end of the day, Rayne ends up face first in the pool and drowns. I don't see anybody just fucking get in there, you bastard. I don't see anybody straight drowning her. But I think that Lacey will have a choice as to whether she could save her, and I think she'll just watch on, knowing how much destruction she's caused and how despicable she's been. But there we are. Who do you think does it? Who do you think kills Rayne Royce? Tell me in the comment section down below, because honestly, like, ask me tomorrow, I'll probably say Perry. Ask me a day after, I'll say Romeo. Like, we're still yet to see the direct build, and obviously this happens at the end of the month where we have the big stunt week. Other storylines will be the Warren, Felix and Mercedes affair, and much more. But as I said before, who do you think? That's the main question. That's one thing I want to know. Who kills Rayne Royce? I could see Rayne just killing herself for the sympathy, but I suppose I could also see Brent appearing and just being like, I'm taking back control. And then we just write him off, and it doesn't really affect any of the main ones. But just for the shits and giggles, I'll say that Lacey is probably the one who is involved in Rayne's death. But there we are. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section down below. Like the video and share it. And just, you know, how excited are you to see a big whodunit? 'Cause it felt like it's been a good while since we've got a genuinely, like, incredible, slow pace, like, who actually killed them. Because obviously we have the EastEnders Christmas flash forward, but I feel like we're going to see who kills the person at Christmas. And then I don't think they'll show it in flashbacks or anything. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to join us in the next one. I've been Ash from watching Walford, and tell me in the comment section down below who kills Rayne Royce. Thank you and goodbye.